My name is Ersten Whitten. I'm one of the co-founders of Soulful Seeds, and we started this project in 2017, but at this location in 2019. We saw the need for healthy organic food in the hands of people who normally don't have access to it. So my wife and I started a nonprofit to basically address that. We got input from the community who heard about us through social media, and they wanted to participate financially and with materials as well as with volunteers. We decide through the use of master gardeners who help us. For example, we plant garlic and then in the fall, harvest it beginning of summer, and then we plant cucumbers, beans, squash, etc. So we try to rotate the crop to allow the soil to replenish itself. We know where the food goes. We can do a better job of accessing who actually receives it. For example, if we give food to a food pantry, we have to rely on their data to decide how many people actually partook of that. So we just have to keep talking our message over and over again, making sure that people are aware of who we are, where we are, what value we add, and how it can help them. This thing does not run by itself. So we have to engage the community, individuals, organizations, corporations, nonprofits, and then volunteers to come and help with the physical labor. For example, we have a large group here today from Keep Truckee Meadows, beautiful. And if we had to hire someone to do all of that work, it would be prohibitive. So we have to sell our message so people feel that it's worth their time to come here, and what they do as well as what they might contribute to this organization will really go right back into the community. For example, everything we harvest, we actually give it away. We don't sell it. And so if individuals come and see the value of taking product back to their home, and they know the whole chain of events with that, including financial.
My name is Kara Montoya, and I'm the Executive Director for Soulful Seeds. In our values, we put forth that everyone is welcome, and so we try and create a very welcoming space for people to be in, to learn in. And so one of the things that as an organization that we follow is trauma-informed care, and so that involves making sure we are utilizing and implementing different practices that avoid re-traumatization, because you never know, everyone could have experienced trauma in some way and you don't really know all of the triggers. And so we really try and make it a place where people have a choice, and that's part of the trauma-informed care. So people have a choice, they're acknowledged, and then they get to choose what it is that they do. And so part of letting people sort of choose activities and what parts they take place or they participate in provides a sense of empowerment, because a lot of people don't always feel that. And so we try and just create a really welcoming atmosphere and make sure that people are able to sort of choose like what activities they're comfortable doing. Soulful Seeds is a relatively new nonprofit. We've been around since 2018, and with that, we are also a small nonprofit. So we're a team of 4, which means we all wear many hats. There's more to do in a day than all of us can possibly get to. And so really we overcome that by making sure everything that we're doing aligns with our mission, which is to grow connection and resiliency through neighborhood gardens. And so as long as we're focusing on our actions on making sure they advance our mission, that's one way we overcome it. But then another thing that we really utilize is our volunteer force to help us with some of the bigger projects, so we have more hands in the garden outside of what our garden manager Sage and garden assistant Alana are able to do on their own, which is a lot. They grow a lot, they get a lot of food produced, but we also rely on volunteers. I think a long-term goal that I have for Soulful Seeds is for all of our current and active growing sites to be at full production, so we are able to provide more food and more food education opportunities within the community. I would also love to see our staff team be able to expand. So if we were to secure enough funding so we had more people in the garden growing food, running programs, so we could reach more of the community, and then be able to, I'd say the other long-term goal, I would say this is more of like a 10-year plan, is to have our model down pretty pat so other organizations within the nation could potentially duplicate what we are doing in their own communities based on what we've done and the successes we've had, and like knowing what pitfalls to avoid and things like that.